Hello, damsels. Have you ever had someone disappear without a trace, leaving you confused and wondering where things went wrong? It's like attempting to piece together a puzzle when some of the pieces are missing. Being ignored definitely hurts, but Sigma females have their own reasons for suddenly going silent. Whether they're not replying to your messages, avoiding your calls, or just outright ignoring you in person, here are 10 potential reasons why Sigma females might be giving you the silent treatment. So let's dive right in and explore these possibilities, shall we? At number 1, you frequently request favors but never reciprocate a single one. Ladies, you've all been there. You're constantly doing favors for everyone, but when it's your turn to ask for help, all you get is silence. It's like always being the one who brings snacks to the party, but when you're hungry, suddenly everyone else has started a diet. Being in this kind of one-sided relationship can make you feel more like a tool than a friend. Sure, helping out is nice, but when it's all take and no give, it feels more like a business transaction than a real friendship. Sigma females who are naturally generous also crave balance in their relationships. They believe that kindness should be a two-way street where both sides give and receive freely. However, if they notice that you're always the one taking without giving back, they begin to question the relationship. They're not blind to these patterns, especially when they start to feel taken advantage of. Even without concrete evidence, Sigma females have a strong intuition. They can sense when something's not right, whether it's from a gut feeling or past experiences that have made them more cautious. They won't stick around if they feel they're being used. Instead of confronting the issue head-on or starting a big argument, Sigma females often take a quieter approach. They might start ignoring your requests for help, not out of spite, but as a way to protect themselves and seek out more genuine relationships. They're not holding a grudge, they're just focusing on self-preservation and looking for friendships where everyone contributes. After all, why play a game of tag if you're always the one doing the chasing? Sigma females prefer relationships where everyone plays their part, creating a sense of mutual respect and enjoyment. Number 2, your actions fail to match your words. It's an age-old story. Someone promises one thing and then does the exact opposite. It's like someone saying they'll bring cake to the party, but then showing up empty-handed, disappointing and downright annoying. When your words don't match your actions, it creates a mess of mistrust and confusion. Sigma women, who hold honesty and integrity in high regard, aren't likely to stick around when they notice this kind of behavior. Imagine this scenario. You make grand promises and talk a big game, but when it's time to deliver, you fall short. Maybe you say you'll be there for a friend in need, but when they really need you, you're nowhere to be found. Or perhaps you vow to change your ways, yet you keep making the same old mistakes. Sigma women aren't fooled by the smoke and mirrors. For Sigma women, actions speak louder than words. If what you do doesn't align with what you say, they'll start doubting your reliability. It's like trying to build a house on a shaky foundation. It just won't hold up. They prefer to invest their time and energy in people who follow through on their promises. Rather than confronting you about your inconsistencies, Sigma women might choose a simpler route. They'll just start to distance themselves. It's not about holding a grudge. It's about protecting their own peace of mind. Why deal with the headache of expecting one thing and getting another? So if you find a Sigma woman giving you the silent treatment, it might be a good idea to take a look in the mirror and start matching your actions to your words. After all, nobody wants to be the guest who promised cake but forgot to bring it. At number 3, you spread rumours or talk negatively about them when they're not present. Let's break it down. Spreading rumours or talking trash about a Sigma female behind her back is like playing with fire. You're bound to get burned. Picture this. If they find out you've been talking negatively or spreading false information about them, they'll cut you off without a second thought. Sigma women value honesty and integrity above all else. They want friends who are genuine, whether they're in the room or not. So, if they catch wind that you're spreading lies or causing drama, they'll have no problem showing you the door. Trusting their gut is second nature to them. If they sense that you're not being sincere, you're already on thin ice. It's not about holding grudges or getting revenge. It's about avoiding fake and toxic relationships. They believe in treating others with respect and expect the same in return. Bad-mouthing someone behind their back isn't just disrespectful, it's a betrayal. So, what do they do when they discover this betrayal? They'll ghost you, plain and simple. No dramatic confrontations or heated arguments. They'll just quietly remove themselves from the toxic situation, drama and conflict. That's not their style. If you're all smiles and compliments to their face, but a storm of negativity behind their back, don't be surprised when you find yourself alone. Sigma women value authenticity more than anything, and if you can't offer that, they won't hesitate to cut ties. They have no interest in maintaining relationships that aren't built on mutual respect and genuine interaction, so if you can't keep it real, you'll quickly find yourself out of their circle. Number 4, you consistently criticize others. Imagine this. Every single day, you're hit with a barrage of criticism. It's like an endless wave of negativity, always highlighting what you're doing wrong and never acknowledging what you're doing right. Sounds pretty demoralizing, right? Well, that's exactly how Sigma women feel when they're subjected to non-stop criticism. Criticism can hurt, and when it's relentless, it drives people away faster than you can say ouch. For Sigma women, constant criticism feels like a never-ending struggle to meet impossible standards. No matter what they do, it's never good enough. Let's face it, nobody enjoys feeling like they're always under a microscope. When you're always pointing out flaws and shortcomings, it sends a clear message. Nothing they do makes you happy. That's a tough pill to swallow. Instead of feeling motivated to improve, they start to feel discouraged and defeated. Your words stop being helpful and start feeling more like an attack. Here's the kicker. Everyone likes to feel appreciated and understood. Sigma women are no different. They respond much better to positive reinforcement and constructive feedback than they do to constant criticism. Sure, they can handle a bit of constructive criticism. It's part of personal growth. But there's a huge difference between offering helpful advice and nitpicking every little thing they do. Sigma women value honesty, but they also value kindness. They prefer to be around people who lift them up and help them grow, rather than tear them down with constant negativity. So, if you're constantly criticizing them, don't be surprised if they start to distance themselves. They'd much rather invest their time in relationships where they feel appreciated and supported. After all, nobody wants to be in an environment where they're always made to feel inadequate. Hey there, damsels! If you're fascinated by these tips and wisdom for Sigma females, why not give that subscribe button a little tap down below? Join our community of kindred spirits and embrace your inner Sigma. We've got loads of interesting content waiting for you, with plenty more on the way. Stick around for more stimulating and empowering discussions. Hit that subscribe button now, and let's embark on this journey of self-discovery together. At number 5, they dislike you. Listen up. Ever attempted to fit a square peg into a round hole? Yeah, it's about as successful as teaching a fish to ride a bicycle. No matter how hard you try, it's just not happening. And you know what? That's totally fine. It's a common hiccup we all encounter on life's wild ride. Here's the deal. Just like you have your favourite tunes, movies and snacks, personalities come with their own flavours too. Sometimes you meet someone, and it's like mixing oil and water, they just don't mesh. Maybe you're all about extreme sports, while they prefer cosy nights in, or your energies clash like socks with sandals. Whatever the reason, the chemistry falls flat. Now here's the twist. It's not always about something you did or said. It's not like you accidentally wore your socks inside out. It's just one of those quirky quirks of fate. People are picky about who they share their space with, and if the vibe's not right, they might hit the eject button. And you know what? That's just life being life. We're all grooving to our own tunes, and that's what makes the world spin. Just like you might not vibe with everyone's style, they've got the right to curate their crew too. It's not personal, it's just the universe playing its hand with relationships. So chin up. Sometimes it's simply not a match made in heaven, and that's perfectly okay. Number 6. You tend to speak a lot of nonsense. All right, ladies, picture this. You're engaging in a conversation, hoping for some depth and meaning, but instead you find yourself drowning in a sea of superficial chatter. Sound familiar? Well, that's one reason why Sigma women might start giving you the cold shoulder. These queens value quality over quantity when it comes to conversation. They're not interested in small talk or gossip about the latest celebrity scandal. No, they're seeking something more profound, something that sparks their intellect and ignites their passion. So when someone talks incessantly but fails to deliver any substance, Sigma women might feel like they're spinning their wheels. It's like searching for a needle in a haystack, only to realise there isn't even a needle to be found. And let's face it, constantly prattling on without saying anything meaningful can make them question your intelligence and critical thinking abilities. It's like, Are you even paying attention to what you're saying? Or are you just babbling for the sake of hearing your own voice? Sigma women crave conversations that leave them feeling enriched or challenged. So if you're all about the superficial chit-chat and empty platitudes, they might start tuning you out or giving you the cold shoulder. They're yearning for more, something that stimulates their intellect and nourishes their soul. In a world full of noise and distractions, Sigma women cherish those rare moments of genuine connection and profound discourse. So if you want to capture their attention and earn their respect, skip the small talk and dive into the deep end of conversation. Trust me, they'll appreciate the effort and engage with you on a whole new level. Number 7. You seem to crave attention desperately. Imagine someone who's always trying to steal the spotlight. They're the first to speak up in a group, the loudest laugh in the room, and the center of attention wherever they go. Sound familiar? Well, that kind of behavior can be a real turn-off for Sigma females. These ladies are all about keeping a low profile and flying under the radar. They're not into drawing attention to themselves or being the star of the show. So when someone comes along craving attention like it's their daily dose of caffeine, Sigma women might start feeling a bit annoyed. People who constantly seek attention often do things that are loud, flashy, or just for show anything to get noticed. But Sigma women aren't impressed by all that jazz. In fact, it can make them want to steer clear of such people altogether. Why? Because constantly seeking attention can come across as being uncomfortable with yourself. It's like you need others to validate you or give you a thumbs up before you feel okay with yourself. And let's be honest, that's not a good look. Sigma women value authenticity and confidence, not someone whose actions are based on what others think. So if you're always craving attention, it might seem like you're not comfortable in your own skin, and that can push people away faster than you can say, "Look at me." So, if you're that person who has to be the life of the party, constantly fishing for compliments and making sure everyone sees you, don't be surprised if Sigma women start to distance themselves. They're more into genuine interactions and being real. They don't need the whole song and dance routine. They're perfectly happy with a quiet conversation over coffee where everyone gets a turn to speak and no one's hogging the spotlight. And remember, needing attention like it's oxygen can make you come off as insecure. Sigma women are attracted to people who are confident and comfortable in their own skin. So if you want to catch their eye, try turning down the volume a bit. Embrace the quiet confidence they admire, and who knows, you might find that you don't need all that extra attention to feel good about yourself after all. At number 8, they simply need some time alone. Think about those times when you just want to hit pause on life and retreat into your own little bubble. No texts, no calls, just you and your thoughts. Well, Sigma women feel that way sometimes too. They're big believers in the power of solitude. For them, alone time isn't just about binge-watching Netflix or scrolling through social media. It's a crucial period for recharging their batteries and hitting the mental reset button. So, if a Sigma woman seems like she's giving you the cold shoulder, it might not be about you at all. She could just be in one of those phases where she's craving some serious quality alone time, and let's be honest, that's totally normal. Everyone needs a break from the chaos of everyday life to just breathe. For Sigma women, this alone time isn't just about physical space. It's about creating mental and emotional breathing room too. It's a chance for them to reflect on their thoughts, feelings, and where they're headed in life without any distractions. And really, who couldn't use a bit of that every now and then? So if you notice a Sigma woman giving you the silent treatment, don't take it personally. She probably just needs some time to gather herself and find her inner peace. It doesn't mean she doesn't like you or that she's antisocial. It just means she's human, craving a bit of peace and quiet in a noisy world. In fact, her desire for solitude is a testament to how much she values her well-being. She's taking the necessary steps to ensure she stays grounded and true to herself. So next time she pulls away, understand that she's just hitting the reset button to come back even stronger. She'll appreciate your understanding and support during these times, and it'll make your relationship even stronger in the long run. At number 9, you fail to inspire trust. Ever had that gut feeling about someone that just doesn't sit right? You can't quite put your finger on it, but something feels off. For Sigma women, those feelings are like alarm bells going off in their heads. Trust is a big deal for them. If they sense even a hint of doubt or uncertainty about someone, they won't hesitate to keep their distance. And honestly, who can blame them? If you've ever told a lie, betrayed their trust, or acted in a way that makes them question your true intentions, they're going to notice. Sigma women are like human lie detectors. They can spot inconsistencies from a mile away. Consistency is key for them. If you're constantly changing your story or acting shady, they're going to feel uneasy around you. They like knowing where they stand with people, and if they can't figure that out with you, they'll choose to steer clear altogether. Now, don't get it twisted. Sigma women aren't out to be mean or vindictive. They just don't see the point in wasting time on someone they can't trust. They're looking for friends who make them feel safe and secure, and if you don't fit the bill, they'll politely excuse themselves from the situation. For them, it's simple. No trust equals no time spent together. They'd much rather kick back and enjoy their own company than take a gamble on someone who might not have their best interests at heart. They believe in quality over quantity when it comes to relationships, and if you can't be straightforward and trustworthy, they're not going to invest their time in you. So if you want to stay in a Sigma woman's good graces, make sure your actions match your words and your intentions are clear. They value authenticity and consistency above all else. If you can't offer that, don't be surprised if they keep their distance. After all, they'd rather be alone than with someone they can't trust. At number 10, you exhibit an excessive amount of arrogance and selfishness. You ever meet someone who's their own biggest fan? They're always blowing their own trumpet, putting themselves on a pedestal and acting like they're the main event. Yeah, those types usually leave a trail of eye rolls wherever they go. When someone's self-centeredness hits peak levels, it's like they've got blinders on. All they see is their own little world. They'll dominate every conversation, boast about their achievements, and tune out everyone else like they're on mute. For Sigma gals who thrive on meaningful conversations, dealing with these types is like trying to have a picnic in a hurricane, not exactly relaxing. They're all about deep listening and taking in the scene, but when someone's ego inflates like a balloon, they'd rather not waste their breath. Sharing wins is cool, but there's a fine line between confidence and full-blown arrogance. When someone's ego is bigger than a hot air balloon, it's like they've crowned themselves ruler of the universe. And that's a major no-no for Sigma women. And let's talk about selfishness. It's like ordering a pizza and grabbing all the slices for yourself. When someone's all me without a thought for others, it's a total vibe killer. Sigma ladies are all about equality and playing fair, so hanging with someone who's all about their own agenda doesn't exactly light their fire. At the end of the day, arrogance and selfishness throw up walls between people. They block real connections and make others feel like they're on the sidelines. So if you want to click with Sigma women, leave your ego at the door and show a little humility. Trust me, they'll give you a high five for it and maybe even share a slice of that pizza. Ladies, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and please share your thoughts in the comments below. Bye.